Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another StarCraft Brood War Remastered game. This is going to be BoxeR versus wNvClan here on Into the Darkness Part 2. This replay was sent to me by one of the subscribers of this channel, just like you. It's titled, these are some replays of BoxeR that I found. And yes, it is Slayer's BoxeR in the bottom left-hand corner of Into the Darkness Part 2. That is a crazy long map name. We have the red Terran player. It is Slayer's BoxeR. Not yet featured on the channel. Can tell you that much. Welcome. Welcome to the channel, Mr. BoxeR. A lot of fans here, I am sure of it. And in the top right-hand corner, it is the white Protoss player, wNvClan. Now, I did some Googling, tried to figure out who the heck this is. And the answer is, I don't know. I honestly can't tell you who this player is. I assume it's a Korean of some kind playing against BoxeR in a pretty darn intense battle. I did actually watch this one on ×8 speed just to determine if it actually ended correctly, because some of these replays are corrupt, especially from this long ago. And they come into the client and they kind of load, but then about 4 or 5 minutes in, 10 minutes in, they just kind of stop working. And that's it. It just dies at that point. Players stop making workers and stop making units and stop attacking, and it's just like, aw. It's very disappointing when that happens, especially when I find one between two great players you guys would love to see. Anyway, not this one though. This one goes clear to the end, I can tell you that much. So I'm not going to spoil anything else. I didn't really see much of anything else, to be honest. I kind of looked around. I mean, I will tell you this much. BoxeR makes some tanks, because it's a TVT. I heard a lot of tank sieging in this game. I hope that's not too much of a spoiler, because every TVP I've ever cast on this channel and everyone I've watched in a while has just been the mech. It's been the mech from the Terran. Anyway, it is the Terran music, which I've said in a previous cast is my favorite. It's just, I'm like bouncing in my seat. Just makes me feel like I want to go do something. Go run a mile. Go climb up a mountain. Go dunk a basketball. Okay, I've never actually dunked a basketball before. I've played a lot of basketball, but by golly, being 5'11", and pretty white, you can't dunk. I feel like maybe I could if I really worked on it and worked on my agility and stuff, but nope, not gonna happen. Not with a wife and 3 kids and a StarCraft channel, and just no, not enough time for that sort of thing. Barely have enough time to play pickup as it is. Anyway, how the heck did I get on that topic? Oh yeah, the music just makes me want to do stuff. And as it was the first music I ever heard in StarCraft when I bought it back in 1997, brings back some good memories, man. I used to play with my friend Josh and his friends and my friends. We'd get together and have LAN parties, and I'd play Zerg and just expand a million times because nobody checked for expansions back then. It was kind of my early vanilla StarCraft life hack, was as Zerg, just make a million bases. You'll get a huge economy, nobody will bother to check for them, and then you can just go mass muta and win the game. Because Corsairs didn't exist. There were no Corsairs to shut down that mass muta thing. Marines weren't as good because medics weren't a thing either, and people weren't really good with Irradiate yet. So there was this small window where I was pretty good at StarCraft until I started playing on the ladder and people knew exactly how to find expansions. What the pylon? wNvClan tossed a pylon down in here while scouting inside BoxeR's base. He got a nice scout off though, I can tell you that much. He saw the factory opening, he saw this wall, he saw a couple Marines being built, so nothing too insane. Nothing too nuts at all. So this is an interesting map. You kind of exit through the top if you're on the top, and exit through the bottom if you're on the bottom, which I guess makes more sense. It's just this top right-hand base that's kind of weird. Kind of wonky, and that's probably a reason I haven't seen many games played on this map before. This is not Fighting Spirit, this is not Match Point, it is not in Crazy Balanced, or, I don't know, just not well liked by players, if I had to take a guess. Dragoon down here, another probe, running around, checking to see, is there an expansion yet? No, there's not an expansion yet, but by golly, there's a Vulture here. There's a Vulture here, but guess what? 1-to-1 Dragoons will wreck Vultures, send them back crying to their mothers. I assume Vultures live with their moms. They just kind of sound like it. Oh, the Marines are okay, though. Marines are okay against Dragoons. I'm taking some shots here, Mr. Vulture, but not yet. Getting that Spider Mine upgrade, which you're not born with. You have to research that. So he wants to be able to throw down some Spider Mines before he dies. So he has some level of feeling of accomplishment in his life, right? Right. You don't want to have that feeling. For sure. Let's see. Oh, I'm casting this on Mother's Day. So I'm casting this last Sunday. It was a pretty nice one. Got some breakfast for my wife. Went and had dinner at my mom's house. It was a good Mother's Day type thing. The kids bought some gifts for their mom and got her a card and some flowers. And it was just nice. It was a nice kind of relaxing day. Also fixed my kid's bike tire. So I patched a hole And then apparently did not thoroughly check the tube enough, and it turns out there were 2 other holes. And I said, all right, 3 holes is it's just too much for a bike tire, and I bought a new one. And that one works great. All right, Dragoons trying to pick off these tanks as they push across the map with BoxeR. He's got Marines, he's got a tank, he's got a Vulture. The Vulture is, throwing down spider mines. That upgrade finished. By golly, it did. He also has to research the siege upgrade for these tanks. So this guy can't siege yet. He'd like to be able to, but he can't. Was that an Incredibles quote? Yeah, it is. That's that scene where Mr. Incredible is talking to the old lady about having her claim. It was denied, but then he says, I wish I could tell you to fill out an RJ945 form and take it to the 3rd floor and talk with Cindy. I'd like to help, but I can't. It's a great scene. The Incredibles is such a great movie. I'm so excited for Incredibles 2. Are you excited for Incredibles 2? I am. I wish it had come out a while ago, but I'm still very, very excited. Probe, is this a probe scout? Well, not for long. Getting 2-shot by that Vulture means you can't scout anything. Dragoons in production here for wNvClan. APM, at least for wNvClan, is keeping up with BoxeR. We're over 200. He's keeping up in supply. It's 43 to 41. So this is not a stomping. I made sure of that, too. I kind of watched and said, okay, does anyone get stomped in this game? Because very quick 6-7 minute games where it's just a single rush and the game's over is not what you're here for. You're not really here for those types of games, although I did cast a best of 5 between Jaedong and Pure on the channel last Tuesday. If you missed that somehow, not entirely sure how you could have missed that, but check it out. It's best of 5, so it's not just one long game's crazy macro-style game. You got a couple shorter ones in there too, which kind of show off different styles of Brood War. If you're like, is every game in Brood War 20 minutes long? No. No, it is definitely not. Dragoons pushing on these spider mines with the help of Mr. Observer. Mr. Observer is exceptionally useful to the Protoss arsenal for this particular purpose. No, Vulture, get out of there. Is he on hold position? I think he was on hold position. And he dead. So clearing out spider mines. This looks like a pretty good push out of wNvClan. If I do say so, but guess what's done, Siege? Siege is done, so the Dragoons decided it's time to back the heck on out. Scouting with his barracks as BoxeR. He doesn't need that very much, as it turns out. And really, it's just going to be a lot of Dragoons, a lot of Zealots with legs, maybe some Reaver drop type stuff, as we do in fact have a robotics facility, but that likely has just been for observers so far. Incredibly, incredibly useful are the observers, again, just because of the spider mines. Quick plug for the Discord server. A couple of you have joined already from the Brood War side of things. We've got a Brood War channel inside my Discord server, link in the description. Come hang out, come say hi, talk about your favorite Brood War players, talk about what you want to see. You can make suggestions for things I can cast. That's a lot of fun. But yeah, Discord link down in the description, as well as a link to my Patreon. If you want to support 2 Brood War casts per week, hit me up, patreon.com/FalconPaladin, even just for $1 a month. There are a lot of people who are just subbed to me for $1 a month, which I just appreciate with all of my heart and soul, because I know what that means. I know what that means to monetarily support a channel that you like and a channel that you'd like to see producing content. And it makes me feel warm and fuzzy inside for those people. So check it out. Go see what is available. All right, third base warping in here for wNvClan, top section of the map. Barracks is scouting this. I love the scouting barracks. Hello! Just here to watch you warping in. Actually, can you see that? Well, can now, anyway. Definitely aware of it now. Vultures have their speed upgrade. They've got their spider mine upgrade. They are excellent. Top of the line. Cutting edge Vultures right about now. And yeah, we got probes and an observer here just checking potential expansion locations for BoxeR, and wNvClan isn't really seeing much of that, which is good. Which is good for him. A lot of Dragoons. They've got the Singularity Charge upgrade. Working on some Zealots, working on that Zealot leg upgrade, and that expansion is going to finish. I really don't see BoxeR being able to get out and kill this thing before it goes down. He's kind of entrenching too, right? Throwing up a missile turret down here where he's taking his own third base. It is behind, rather, wNvClan's. It just feels like a clan name, right? Because it says clan in it. Who has a player name with the word clan in the player name? Doesn't make any sense. Maybe it's a whole clan playing against BoxeR. Maybe they've got a couple people on the keyboard and one guy on the mouse and somebody just watching the minimap and calling stuff out. That'd be actually kind of interesting. Like, all right, we, the wNvClan, challenge Slayer's BoxeR to a 1v4 battle. We'll control the one player. It's like Archon, but on steroids. I guess that would be a pretty big advantage to have somebody just watching the minimap for you and telling you what's going on, because it is hard. It's really hard, especially in Brood War, to kind of keep an eye on these guys and just path them correctly and watch all of your probes die to vulture attacks like this one and watch the minimap. It's hard enough for me to watch the minimap, and I don't actually have to control anything. I'm just paying attention. All I'm doing is watching and talking, you guys. It's hard, though. I can tell you. I know your feels. You're like, Falcon, you don't watch the minimap as much as you should. I know that frustration, because I felt that with Husky, felt it with HD, felt it with Lag TV too. There's really nothing more frustrating than watching a battle go on the other side of the map and you're not seeing what's happening there. It's usually a drop is the thing. These vultures are kind of suiciding themselves. For BoxeR, I don't know why is that. He's not even close to maxed out. It's not like he's freeing up supply, but maybe he killed a bunch of probes in there too. Figured it was worth the exchange. I don't know. I kind of feel like you want to keep those vultures around. You're going to have some zealots to deal with sooner rather than later. And obviously the answer, or the sooner, is now, because there are definitely zealots out. They don't have any upgrades quite yet. Do the vultures have upgrades? They do not, other than obviously the aforementioned speed and spider mine upgrades. Dragoons, raw, with their distance, do pretty well regardless. Once again, vultures just kind of standing in and fighting when they don't have the numbers for it necessarily. Most of them do manage to escape anyway, though. The spider mines, I don't think have gotten a hit off on anything in this game yet. Not that I've seen. Anyway, look how crazy this thing is. It's going a little bit faster than I feel like it should. There's other stuff in this game, other doodads that move. I guess maybe they all move this fast. Don't know. Have to keep an eye on that in the future. Alright, we just have spider mines all over the place for BoxeR. Left side, right side, middle side. Observers scouting here too. Whoever wNvClan is, he's got some real nice vision. Some real nice vision on this red player down below. Any upgrades for the mech? Yeah, +1/+1 is finished up for the tanks. The Marines, yeah. 0/0. Marines provide a specific function in the early game in PvT, but beyond that, they're not really going to be relied upon, so there's no reason to get further Marine upgrades unless it gets into the super late game and everything else is upgraded for your mech, and in which case maybe throw stuff at some Marine upgrades for some battle stuff if you need to. But it's just kind of a last resort sort of thing. Clan is going for Psionic Storm. It's working on a Stargate back home too. Where is that thing? There it is. Stargate opening. Well, not opening. Stargate warping in. There's obviously other stuff before the Stargate, and BoxeR's working on a bunch of factories. Somebody asked me once to kind of give bird's eye views of the production facilities for Terran players. And here you go. This is what we've got at the 12-minute mark for BoxeR here in the Brood War. So check that out. Dragoons pushing down this right side, trying to pick off some of these Whittle mines. Yeah, no big deal. We're just on mine clearing duty. Do you think that's a duty that Dragoons want to volunteer for? I don't think so. They're warriors, right? They are zealots that have died in battle and been brought back as Dragoons, and I think they'd rather fight something than just pick at helpless spider mines. Okay, unless that happens. Now we can fight, they say. Hooray! Now we're... Ooh, drags it into the spider mine. That was amazing. Good micro there from BoxeR, but really, what did we expect when we clicked on a BoxeR video? Speaking of clicking, holy smokes, you guys. The response to the Flash versus... Who was that? Flash versus Savior replay that I posted last week, exactly 7 days ago. It got 4,000 views in the first 24 hours. Actually, it's not even been 24 hours yet. That is insane. You guys really, really want the Brood War content, so I'm happy to provide it for you. 2 times a week seems to be fair at this point, although I'm up for pushing it to 3 if that's what you guys want. I don't want to overload you with Brood War content. I feel like that's something I did with StarCraft 2, is just overload my viewers with content. There was a time I was posting 3 videos a day. 3 videos a day for a while there. It was a little bit nuts. I dropped down to 2, and then I dropped down to 1. And I feel like it's a little bit more manageable. But let me know in the comments what you think. Charon booster upgrade on the way here for our Terran player slayers, BoxeR. Goliaths are good. If you need the anti-air, Goliaths are good. And based on the fact that there is, in fact, a Stargate here. And, oh, he's getting carrier capacity. Is he going carriers? Where the heck's the fleet beacon? Oh, there's the fleet beacon. It's a good building design. I like it. All right, so fleet beacon carriers are on the way here for wNvClan. We've seen carriers attempted against Terran before. I believe it was against Light. Light was the Terran player, and I don't know. Can't remember. who the Protoss was. It was best. It was actually best. Okay, it was light versus best. It was basically this game where you had the meching Terran, you had kind of the generic opening here from the Protoss player, and then suddenly Carrier has arrived, and you're like, what? What is happening? I don't know. Look at these Dragoons just walking in to this endless spider mine field. Yeah, actually, you know what? That's probably cost efficient. Absorbing 5 or 6 spider mines for 1 Dragoon makes sense. This vulture count is absolutely insane. The tank's pushing up this left side. What are the upgrades? +2/+2 is done here at the 15-minute mark for BoxeR. 7 Goliaths being produced at one time, though, in these buildings right here. That's fantastic. All right, so here's the tank sieging sound I heard when I was watching this previously. Shuttle, do you have anything in you? Yeah, some zealots are in here. So maybe good spreading, though. Wait. What did I just do? Is there a button for that? Oh, W. Wow, that's so much better. Anyway, tanks showing up at this fourth base location of wNvClan in the top left. Absolutely no saving it. There are too many tanks. No defense available at this point in time. He's trying to warp in a new base on the right side. But this tank vulture attack is doing a ton of work, both at the third base and at the fourth base of Clan right now. And I just don't see how Clan saves either of these nexuses. Yep, one of them just went down. Fourth base just went down. Third base is not directly being shelled. Was there a Dark Templar in here? There were Dark Templar in here. Just got scanned and killed, though. So DT is trying to hold off. Trying to hold this off a little bit. There are carriers in production. I just don't think there are any on... Oh, there's one. There's one. He's got no interceptors at all. Clan seems a little bit concerned about this. All right, so DT's Zealots. The Zealots can't engage with these guys, though. They've got +2 attack and +2 armor. It's just the explosive damage is so debilitating to these Zealots. Dragoons in the back trying to do what they can to finish off these vultures. Tanks aren't quite close enough to provide the support that they need. The vultures have overextended just a tiny bit here. Yeah, you come clear out this direction. You're not protected by the tanks anymore, man, but they're trying to get rid of the Nexus. A Storm on the vultures. That's actually not bad. Storm pretty good on stuff like vultures, Zealots, Zerglings, Hydras. Kind of low HP stuff, which vultures definitely are. 80 hit points is not a lot. And can he crush through this army with his Dragoons? He's got +2/+1 on them. The Storms were impeccable there for wNvClan. Reinforcements streaming up in the form of vultures. And he does manage to save this base. The problem is he's not mining from it at all. Dark Templar are still trying to do stuff before getting scanned and cleaned out. Where are the carriers? Still no interceptors. Still no interceptors. Dude, I feel like you have the mineral income to make interceptors. Production tab is not showing us that you're making any, though, which is absolutely an issue. So BoxeR happily sitting on 4 bases. Is it 5? No, that's 4. 4 total bases. Spider Mine's covering this middle attack path just perfectly. And there we go. Interceptor production has begun for Mr. Clan. Now, you got to resaturate this third. Maybe make a counterattack. It feels like wNvClan was working on carriers and kind of just wasn't quite ready to defend when BoxeR showed up. All right, vultures have arrived at the sneaky base on the right side for wNvClan. Cannon's pretty good answer. Yep, cannon's fantastic answer, actually. If you're trying to deal with vulture attacks on your expansions as Protoss, make cannons. Static defense is good against them vultures. If tanks show up, it's no help. Don't expect them to save you versus tanks. But vulture attacks, so good. What he really needed, though, was this gas. This Vespene gas geyser at the top left-hand corner, Mr. Clan did. Because this base doesn't have it. How did this tank sneak in here? He's got 5 kills, 6 kills. Don't mind him. Carriers have arrived. What are the upgrades on these guys? Can't tell because they're building interceptors. It's so annoying on the observer. Not be able to tell what the upgrades are on carriers, both in StarCraft 1 and StarCraft 2 if they're making interceptors. Yep, just building. That's all they're doing is just building. Are you making any? Nope. Just interceptors for now. It's 199 to 167 total supply. BoxeR has a very nice lead. Zoom out just a teeny tiny bit here. Because carriers attack from distance, as do Goliaths, as it turns out. So some of these battles I'm going to be zoomed out a tiny bit on. Yeah, that Goliath count. A little insane. Fully upgraded Goliaths, too, with the Terran booster upgrade. And look at, they're going for the base. They don't want to engage with the carriers quite yet. They don't need to. Honestly, this base is going to fall regardless to the might of 3 tanks and vultures and Goliaths. So losing this base could be a pretty big blow for Mr. Clan. And here comes the battle. Got the Goliaths engaging with Dragoons is not what you want. You want them focusing down these guys, the carriers. The Terran booster is so explosive and so blue. Kind of blocks off anything else here, but Zealot's trying to get involved. No, too many vultures. Got the tanks. Smashing them too. Not bad. That was actually a pretty good engagement there for Mr. Clan, but making more and more Goliaths. Losing one is Slayer's BoxeR. Goodbye. Goodbye, Goliath. It was nice knowing ye. Small attack, sneaking up this left-hand side. Observer scouts it perfectly. Just wonderful, wonderful scouting there out of Clan. And not going to be able to do much of anything here. It wasn't a full attack. It was a harassment group. And no. Nope. Absolutely not going to be a thing. The carrier group isn't as big as I thought it would be. What are the upgrades on these guys? +2 attack for air. Not too shabby. Lockdown on the way from BoxeR. Okay. Have we seen Lockdown on the channel yet? I don't think so. Lockdown targets mechanical units, which includes carriers, shuts them down for a good length of time, and they can be attacked while they're locked down. How crazy is that? How absolutely insane is that? It's nuts. It's nuts is what it is. I mean, if that ability existed in StarCraft 2, there would be a riot. It's like stasis, except you can attack the units that are in stasis. It's so good. So good. Playing against the AI, sometimes they have ghosts, and they can just insta-cast about 18 lockdowns at the same time. I've done that before. Try to go mass carrier against the AI, and the AI Terran's like, no, lockdown, 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 and everything dies. It's like, oh, right. That's why we don't see carriers against Terran all that much, because lockdown is really good. All right, carriers kind of trying to take this position, but, I mean, they can. It's just a matter of not taking too much damage from these Goliaths. Goliath's not taking all that much damage either right now. Trying to harass. I'm getting chased away. Observer getting removed from there too. And I mean, it's 200 to 153 supply. Slayer's BoxeR has a huge lead. He's trying to establish a base on this right side. Carriers trying to do stuff. They really are kind of target firing a little bit, but I feel like they need to do more of a target fire. Meanwhile, leaving their third base entirely undefended, trying to swing up from the bottom section of the map and finish these guys off, at least force them to retreat from this base location, but it's not looking very good. Not looking good at all. Nice storm on the Goliaths, though, clearing that group out fairly nicely, but still several Goliaths remaining here. 10, 12-ish or so. Reestablishing his fourth base on the left side here is Clan 2, but it's just not. It's not going to happen here. He's not going to be able to save it. As I mentioned, cannons are good, but not against tanks. Storm, trying to clear out some of these Goliaths. It's just their HP is 125. It's a good number. Storm does 75 damage, so takes 2. It takes 2, baby. There's your lockdown on one of the carriers here. There was a ghost. He just died, though. You can hear him die. Storming on top of the tanks. You know what? Clan might actually break this thing by the use of Storm. Another Storm, not really getting out of it all that well as BoxeR, and holy smokes. This guy's got 5 kills, but he's going to get finished off by a combination of carriers and Dragoons. A small group up here doing some stuff. Vultures running through, laying down spider mines on Clan's side of the map. These carriers are doing work. I'll give them that. They are doing work here against these +3 armor guys. Oh, but the lockdown. The lockdown is too good. And the Goliath's just having a field day finishing off these carriers. It's going to take a while. They have a lot of HP, but if they can't attack back, it doesn't feel like it's as long. So saving the fourth base technically, the wNvClan, but losing the third base too. This looks like the death knell for our Protoss player. Yep, that Nexus goes down and that's it. wNvClan has left the game, does not toss down the good game, And BoxeR's out too. It's kind of a fun final animation. Look at the missiles just about to explode on that exploding carrier. Fancy. Fancy pants. All right. So that was fun. That was a really fun one. Excellent use of lockdown, which we haven't seen before. The upgrades were disgusting from BoxeR, and he was just patient, man. I mean, he pushed in, killed this fourth base once, didn't really feel like finishing off the third until the end of the game, made sure that there was no bases along the right side he had to worry about, and just defended exceptionally well. I really don't feel like Clan got any major attacks off. That Dragoon attack at the beginning was pretty much it. The carriers did do some work, but BoxeR saw them coming soon enough to where he had fully upgraded Goliaths, and that's why you don't generally see carriers in the TVP and Brood War. All right, let's check out the final score. And let's see, produced units 410 for BoxeR, 264 for Clan. Killed 191 did BoxeR, lost 206. So yeah, lost about half of his units. So nice little effort there by Clan. Structures raised, 33 by BoxeR, 1 by Clan. Yep, that's what would be you'd expect. And then gas mined, minerals mined, and total spent is definitely in favor of BoxeR. Although spent, not that far off. About 2,000 more for BoxeR compared to Clan. So whoever this person is, got to figure that out. We'll figure that out later, perhaps in the comments. Was an excellent player. So thanks again for sending that one in. If you have replays from players that you want to see on the channel cast in the Remastered client, hit me up at falconpaladin@gmail.com. But that's going to be it from me for today. This has been Falcon Paladin with yet another StarCraft Brood War Remastered cast. Go ahead and hit that like button. Hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, and Patreon, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.